Good morning to all of you. It gives us immense pleasure from K School of Architecture, Bangalore, and School of Architecture at Akola to invite all of you to this webinar by our Professor, Architect Satyaprakash Varanasi on architectural theses, process, project, problems and paradoxes. I'm very happy to see this overwhelming response. Our meeting is full, and we had almost a double number of people who've been trying to log in. We are very sorry that we could not accommodate all of you right now, but then we'll be very happy to share the entire program which we are recording. It will be coming on air in our YouTube and our Facebooks. So we will also intimate you as soon as it's coming available on our Facebooks and YouTube. You can log into it and also get the benefit of the talk of Professor Architect Satyaprakash Varanasi. I would now hand it over to our moderator, Architect Priya Katavkar, to give the basic guidelines of the program, and then we will go along with the professor for the session. Welcome once again to all of you.
Hello all, welcome to the program. The program actually doesn't have a question answer session per se. It's a dialogue that will be initiated by Satya sir, and whatever questions you have, you can write it in the chat box, and we will make sure that we answer or address each and every question. So that is to just begin with. And I request you to mute yourselves. Yeah, and we shall begin the program now.
Namaskar. Good morning to everybody. I'm now taking off the mask because it's really suffocating. And Professor Jagannathan has already initiated the discussion by welcoming you all. Thank you, sir. My pleasure. And we have Priya sitting to my left side, and Shanmuga, you can't really see him. They're also here helping out with, you should wave at least. Yes, Shanmuga Prasad is there helping out with all the technical issues as well and the coordination. Thank you all very much. This webinar, well, I'm also trying to see whether one can call it as Webilog. There is a word called dialogue, which I hope most of us are aware. And dialogue is a much better way of learning from each other than really lecturing and listening and giving a big public talk. But then what happens in a webinar mode? So one thought maybe we should have a dialogue in webinar mode, hence a webilog. That's what Priya was trying to tell you all. You can right away start posing anything that comes to the mind regarding the larger topic in the chat box. There are very, very few slides. There are only 11 slides. That will be a very big relief for all of us. I don't know when was the last time any one of us had a presentation with only 11 slides. Today is going to be one of them. And as and when issues are raised up, we will start responding to them. As Jagan already said, thank you very much for the very overwhelming response. A while ago, again, as a 250 capacity we have, there was something like 560 or some such number I was told I registered. I mean, it's a happy news, but it's also sad news because many people are not able to step in. So sometimes too much of a success is also failure. So we have to learn from these failures. And well, where else but in a thesis when we talk of learning from failures. Anyway, the whole idea started one day, 3-4 weeks ago, when Dilip Jade, who heads the school, in the College of Engineering Technology in Akola, the School of Architecture, there he called me up saying that Satya, I say, oh, long time friend. He said, Are kaise ho bhai? He said, chal raha hai bhaiya, etc. Then he said, thesis kaise chal raha hai? So I said, I am coordinating thesis here now. He said, thesis kaise chal raha hai? Then I said, yeah, there are issues, problems like He said, नहीं हमारा students का भी बच्चों के वही हालत है, there are problems. So then we thought, why don't we share our experiences with everybody? And so it started. Then immediately Jagannathan, the director principal of this particular school here in KSSA Bangalore, immediately said, why don't we attempt a collaborated effort than only doing with one, because then two schools can bring together our strengths. For example, at KSSA, we have a fairly well-established, well-oiled machinery, high-tech systems for all these. So then, we collaborated, and thanks to both Dilip and Jagannathan that this webinar is happening today. This webinar, someone may ask me what is my background to do some kind of a webinar on thesis. I'll start with the most curious one. A while ago, one said, where else but to learn from failures? And thesis is one area where, as students of architecture, we all can learn the most. Friends, if any of you are feeling low in your life, if any of you feel any kind of inferiority complex, if any of you are, I don't want to use the word depressed, but any of you feel that you may not be up to doing a good thesis, listen to my story. My architecture thesis way back in 1983, 82, 83, halfway through or 3/4 the way through, then of course it was called as head of the department. The head of the department called me and said, Satya, your thesis does not qualify to be an architecture thesis because I had taken up a research, documentation and analysis based thesis and not directly a project to be designed, which was unheard of in this area in those days. I was of course influenced by CEPT Ahmedabad and some such schools. So I went through a big crisis, not knowing what to do. And finally, thanks to Shankar Kanade and Sharad Padalkar, who came for the jury. Shankar Kanade was my guide and Sharad Padalkar was the external juror in the final university exam. I somehow scraped through my thesis. I did not fail in my architecture thesis. But as they say, destiny chases you. You ask any philosopher, they'll tell you your destiny will chase you. Wherever you're going to one day catch you. So I went on to do my master's in urban design at SPA Delhi. And the SPA Delhi masters, finally the destiny caught on me and I failed in my urban design thesis in SPA Delhi. For whatever reasons, I don't want to go into it now. And when I took the thesis again, second time, the jury was taken by Anant Raje. And he somehow felt, there was some stuff maybe in my second attempt in thesis. And also A.G.K. Menon had guided me second time. Of course, A.G.K. Menon told me, Satya, your first time thesis did not even deserve to pass. But you have to take all this criticism in a very positive way and convert every criticism as a challenge in life. So thanks to A.G.K. Menon and Anant Raje, I somehow cleared the urban design thesis in my second attempt. This is an interesting paradox. How much you depend on the internet and then how internet fails us sometimes. All right. Can you please check if everyone can hear us? How do you find out? Those of you who did not hear much, you did not lose out much because I was only giving general introduction. So one was wondering, just like in all TV serials and everywhere, the first few minutes, we don't have a television at home. I hardly watch them, but I know it happens. The TV serials always start with a recap of the previous episodes. So like that, so that people can join. So I was also doing some introduction so people can join in. So that way, not lost much in this. One second. Can you make this please? No, this one, sir. I didn't hear you. I didn't check. All right, I'll change here. Okay, so we are starting now with the real part of the discussion we're starting now. And once again, I would say welcome to everybody who has been able to log in the meanwhile. Just, and of course, I started by mentioning about the disclaimer and the TV serial recap. In a lot of good films, there will be a disclaimer. It says that any character who appears in this film are not in real life, they're only fictional. So, disclaimer in this case, which I was talking about, was simple. See, every architecture thesis is primarily a hypothesis. And there is one way of doing it. So we cannot ever say is thesis. The statement, this is thesis is not practical at all. There's nothing like this is thesis. Each one of us have to find out in our own way what is thesis for us. So that's a general statement I'm starting with. Also to confess that what one is sharing here is more of what one has understood about thesis. If any of you think Satya is sitting here trying to give a path, sorry, there's no path. Each of us have to find our path. The whole thing is structured in terms of there are 4 words: the process, project, problem, and paradoxes. And we have put the same 4 slides are there with a few little randomly thought ideas. And this is not a comprehensively structured presentation. Let me share that. What we have done is more like recent experiences, then out of memory, some notes one has made. One has just pulled out a couple of these notes, and in these notes, what is there on the screen, which will come to you shortly. There are some internet issues again, looks like, but it should be resolved shortly. So in the meanwhile, it's more like I have typed my thoughts in my chat box, and I'm sharing the chat box with you. It's more like that really than anything else. So what you people can do is also start writing in your chat box what comes to your mind. I've already said let us make it more like a maybe log more than anything else. Okay, can you all see this word, this slide called process on the sheet? Can you all see? So I'll just go one by one briefly. Some of the issue about the process part, there are only 5. Under each of these 4 subheadings, we have only put about 4 or 5 key points, not a whole comprehensive list of things which may happen some other day. One major issue is that thesis is not a collection of short stories. You know, a book of short stories, there may not be a much connect between one short story to another short story. Whereas in a novel, what happens? A whole novel is a continuity. The first word in the novel will have a reason why the last word in the novel happens. So we need to achieve a continuum. So in a thesis, every sheet should follow into the next sheet. Something or other should go into the next sheet. Finally, the culmination. So when we are working on it, if we can achieve a process where we are able to achieve that kind of a continuum, typically the thesis project becomes much more smoother. Second major issue about the process. We all talk about learning from the process. What is that we are learning from and how to learn? Before we do every sheet, let there be a statement of intention for every sheet. Why is this sheet done? Why is the climate analysis done? Why the demographic, the data is given? Why are we looking at the local economy in the village? Why are we looking at the history of crafts in that place? Intention behind the sheet and the inference at the end of the sheet. So that the inference and the intention together will tell us more about what we are learning from that itself. So that is intention and inference for every sheet virtually. So the first point was every sheet should flow into the next sheet. Second is this. Third, too often most of our thesis projects seem to be sticking to only buildings. Architecture is not only buildings. And in real life also, architecture does not restrict itself only to buildings. So our advice, and we are trying it out here in KSSA, not in a very big success story in the first time, but we hope to do it next time, is that we are requesting everyone to add in maybe film footages, newspaper clippings, art criticism, interviews, stories, quotations, paintings, book, whatever else it is, so that the project finally gets more enriched in the process. It really helps a lot. The methods, there are some words. Incidentally, there are many things, many thesis seminars have been held, webinars have been held. I'm not referred to them before doing this, and I thought let me avoid some of the standard methods we all know, but still a few words one has used here. Methods, methodology, theory-based designs, research, documentation, exploring options. All of these help us in learning from the process. And my friends, one of the most important thing is a process which I didn't know nearly in all my 3 theses critically. So learning from the process is the real architecture thesis. And many have said it. I said I will not repeat what others have said, but it's very, very important. Hence, I'm saying it. And the last part about the whole process itself is the way we look at it as the beginning of the project. Very often we tend to ignore the fact that process is important. We directly go to the project. We go into the site, we go into the program, we go into the so-called requirements, case studies, and we start designing. So the whole challenge is really not that. It has to start with the process. And this process, where it should start from. Today, unfortunately, for too many people, it starts from the internet. From someone who has done the first thesis back in 82, 83 to now, I'm saying it from my heart and mind and soul and body, spirit, whatever you may say. Designs should come from inside us, not from inside the internet. Internet has its uses, of course. Who doesn't say no? It has, right now we are using internet and there is some glitch, but we are using the internet even now. But typically what internet does is, too much of dependence on internet, it typically dilutes our impulses. It dilutes our instincts. It dilutes our imagination. It dilutes our intellect. And if we have to do a good thesis, one thing I have realized, if you have to come up with a good thesis, what we need are impulses, instincts, imagination, and intellect. And so the fact that we are into this 4 words which I've used, impulses, instincts, imagination, and intellect. If you have to work with this, then the only option is to minimize the use of internet. So that's about the process part. I don't see any in the chat box. Is there anything in the chat box? Should come in there, no? There aren't any messages yet. See, I have not really put together too many slides and didn't want to convert this into another 2-hour long or 1 hour long talk or a public seminar or any of those kinds. And what is this? Reading it out. It's in the screenshot. Okay. The memo. Yeah. So there's something in the chat box I just trying to see. So unless you as a participants bring in your suggestions, ideas, whatever you have, this discussion will not go for long. Because it's not structured that. There are hardly 11 slides. Then what do I do after that? I can go and have a nice break. I can have my brunch in the meanwhile. So please start sharing. Incidentally, when we started discussing it with Dilip Jadeja, that was the idea. I offered to him saying that, no, let us just have a dialogue about what are the issues, problems that we are facing, you as students, me as a faculty, or me as an earlier student, and let's see what we can do about it. That's what it was initial intention was. So my request is please start putting in the chat box. Can you have the chat box thing here, screen? Oh, okay, doesn't matter. Then I don't need this. If this is on, I don't need this. Okay. Should we have our laptop? No need, no? No. Sure.
So what is process?
Okay, there's already a question called what is process. I'm very happy someone has asked this question. Right. Now, friends, I'm also opening my notebook. So give me a sec. Okay. Suppose if somebody asks us to cook a very good Kashmiri Navaratna Palav or some Palak Paneer, how do we cook? There is a way to cook. Incidentally, later stage we will make it. You can all unmute your mic and we can also talk it out. Not an issue. One second. Let me see whether it can be done. Okay. and we will just carry on for a while now. So there is a way of doing. I'm just trying to simplify this big word called process. Simply a way of doing. So cooking has a way of cooking. Music has a way of singing. That's it. At a very, very basic level, it is just that. Now, when we say way of, next level, what does a way of cooking means? There are ingredients, there is a sequence of time, we all know it. So when we say thesis also has a sequence, maybe how we select a site, or incidentally, I have not really gone ahead with that usual standard thesis, pre-thesis presentations as I told you, but anyway, so there are certain standards like, we have to think of what project we want to choose and where is it going to be located, what are the design issues we are going to look at. There are the various kind of ingredients, constituents of the thesis. Then there's a sequence. We'll come to that later on. There's one slide on sequence. Then there's a sequence of doing them. Then certain timeline we cannot be doing site selection for 4 months. So there's a kind of a time scheduling to be done. So it all comes together, just like in cooking, it also comes in thesis. So that's the way of doing. Then there's one more way of doing it. The next level. We need to apply some theories. We need to look at philosophies. We need to look at design precedences. We need to look at how buildings perform. So that is another way of looking at, again, way of doing the thesis. So all these, I've just mentioned very briefly at the moment, but just to recap, so there are time schedules, there are constituents, so I'm also making my notes. There are precedents to be looked at, there are theories to be explored. So all these put together, there is a way to do the thesis. So the process of thesis is a way of doing the thesis. Thank you very much, whoever posed this question. That's a very, very helpful question there. I'll briefly go into we'll take some more questions, but let me just start with this another subheading called project. Yeah, any more questions, interesting questions? Can also do, but I don't want to. Topic to work on. All right. Is there a process for that too? That's another one. There is also how do we determine the scale of a design problem? Pandemic. Oh, lovely. There are so many questions coming. What we will do, I'll take a few in this right away, then go to the project sheet. There's some nice ones here. Okay, where is it?
This was the first one.
What is the process? Yeah. Okay. I hope you're all okay in me naming you people. This question has come from Vikalpa Hazarika. What is a process? Aishwarya is asking, how do we come up with a design program for the thesis, sir? I'll come to it very briefly later on, but to give a quick answer to Aishwarya, the design program largely comes by an exposure to the kind of project. And since at 5th year level, most of us are not adequately exposed to it, which is understandable, nor was I when I was young. So we pick up the program from case studies and of course from the books and other sources. That is the best way. But case study has a limitation. I'll mention that a little later on. But the program part, best way to arrive at program is by that. Incidentally, some of these I was not really trying to cover today. I thought these were covered by individual schools. But anyway, we'll go one by one. All right. That was by Aishwarya. Then we have Lakshmi Shri asking how exactly we are supposed to decide a topic for thesis. I'll also, some of these are there in the answer. I think this I'll skip, Lakshmi, if you don't mind. I'll go to the next question so that, because this comes somewhere there. If I read a question which is not covered in the points, I will definitely take it up. Where is that? No. Lakshmi Shri. Then it is Devanshi Gajjar asking, sometimes while research, you tend to move on to different subjects which are not directly related to your topic. So how do you keep the focus same and not get diverted? Wow. This is a standard thing. It's actually both a problem and a paradox. This happens nowadays more because there are too much of information available. That's one of the major reasons. And I will maybe, Devanshi, after all these basics are covered, we will definitely open up the mics and maybe you can come back on this that time if time permits. And our moderator Priya Khatapkar is saying here that though we announced as 11 to 12, depending on the response, we can go from 11 to 1 p.m. But that's up to you all to take a call on that. But anyway, so basically, Devanshi, this is about what we call as essentializing. Let me answer it right away. There are two processes which we typically do not. I was not planning to discuss it today. One is what we call as essentialize. One is called as essentializing and the other is called as prioritizing. So we should be able to do both of this, essentializing and prioritizing, as we go along. All right. Next question here is from Punuru Bhanushri. How to decide that our topic is right for thesis? Well, this right is a very interesting word to use. You know, we belong to a so-called creative profession, and you might have heard of this right brain, left brain. One day I heard this interesting joke. It said, there is something not right about my left brain. And there is nothing left in my right brain. So right is interesting. So who decides the right and what is to be left out? Well, basically, the decision about who decides the right topic should come from you, your faculty, your curriculum, your working conditions, your family lifestyle, and your peer group, and your exposure level, your affordability, and all of them. So finally, then we should be looking at what we can call as the feasibility. What is finally feasible? That's where it comes from. Punuru, I have just written down a few words in the next section somewhere. I'll just come back on that maybe, but not in a very big way. Parshvi Shah is asking how to decide the process to start for the thesis and the way of thinking that one can carry on the topic. Well, Parshvi, you have said something very important. There's a line which comes in later part in the PPT. Hey, you know what? I'm enjoying this. Right away, you are asking something, and I'm giving my responses in whatever level I can. And the PPT can come a little later on. Doesn't matter, because this is what is important. This is important. And you know, there was this very interesting. There is a philosopher by name J. Krishnamurti, and in one of his so-called, in India we may say pravachan, but you can say in one of his preaching sessions, he comes and sits. Then you know everybody is already there. Some 200 people are sitting there, and J. Krishnamurti has come. J.K. Jiddu Krishnaji comes and sits, and he's silent. And everybody is thinking, why is Krishnaji very silent today? So after a long pause, he says, today, none of you have come to listen to me. And he again pauses. And everyone is perplexed. So all these people are saying, Hare Krishnaji, we have come to listen to you. And you've been waiting. And you say that we have not come to listen to you. What is this? So after a long pause, J. Krishnamurti says, you all have come to listen to yourselves. You all have come to listen to yourselves through me, of course. So whatever I say, only whatever you think you like, whatever you want to listen, only you will listen. What you did not come to listen, you will not listen, however much, many times I may repeat it. It's very interesting set. So the idea of converting this webinar into Weblog was that, and you know, we discussed it with Dilip Jadeji in the morning, with Jagannathan sir in the morning. We thought, let us hear you out today instead of you hearing me out. That's why only 11 slides in this. What we will do, 1 second, hold on, where is it? Go to chat box. Earlier chat box.
Earlier chat box, I don't think so. It's
lost.
only recent because we logged in.
Oh, well, what has happened? Can you all hear now? Yes, I can see the chat box. All right. My dear friends, on this occasion, if I inform you something, I hope you will not take it bad. Recently, Indian Institute of Architects announced a national level essay competition and a design competition, graphics competition, sketching competition. Can I use this? Just a minute. And coincidentally, and I didn't want to take part in this competition because I thought I'm too senior, but for certain compulsions I did, thanks to the Karnataka chapter KIA chairperson called Leena Kumar. And incidentally, I happened to be winning the so-called competition, but that's not the issue. I was told, and I'm saying it openly, publicly, but I was told, they were running plagiarism, I don't know how to pronounce, check on the essays and the sketches scheme. Not a good news, not at all a good news. And this jury also had an American professor as juror, some eminent people, and they were shocked to see the number of cases they could find out when they ran these essays and when they ran these sketches with the so-called, whatever they call it as the plagiarism tools. And it was not a good sign for them. My young friends, I'm requesting you, let's do whatever we can do from our heart and mind. That is original, that is authentic. Having said that, with an apology, I hope you don't mind me saying it on today's case. Okay, this was a sheet which was on, the page was on called project last time. I will just go through it very briefly, then go back to the chat box. Thank you very much. I can see a couple of the chat box are getting again filled in. I'll come back to this. And we are very sorry on all these lectures, and then it also helped me to take a break, of course. The internet has been very unstable here since morning. Now we know that the whole college is facing a problem, I was told. Yep. All right. The major thing about a project that we see when we go around colleges is that many projects are being done as if they can be anywhere, anyhow, anytime designs. No. If my project is in Mysore, Mysore should be in my project. If my project is in Jaisalmer, Jaisalmer should be in my project. Very simple. So all that we need to do is go into the context and analyze it more deeply. We'll come to that later on in the few other slides. There are a few things. Then about the thesis itself. There are broad classifications we can do in the thesis. So what one has written here is very quickly, I wrote it last night. Theory-based, issue-based, program-based, solution-based, etc. So let us understand what it is. If I am good in theory, maybe I can choose a theory-based architecture thesis. If I'm not good, but if I'm a person with only a good pragmatic architectural design capability, maybe I should choose a solution-based thesis. It also goes, somebody is asking here, Ashi is asking the question how to decide thesis topic. It's also an indirect answer to Ashi there by saying that one way to arrive at is understand the type of the thesis and then see whether I am suited for that type of the thesis. And I'm also looking at the chat box parallelly, so you can see me how to decide thesis topic. Yeah. Somebody saying can't hear you. Karmugilan, Prabhavan, I hope now they can hear. Prabhaharan still says can't hear you, sir. I don't know whether others have a problem, but in case if you are the few who is not able to just check your audio or whatever other way of understanding how to read it.
No, sir, we can hear you. Sir, we can hear you.
Oh, you can. There is somebody who is saying I can't hear. All right. Okay. So I'll also take up a question right away. Prachita Sharma says, if I have chosen a generic topic that addresses the problem of a large group of people, for example, a global crisis, how do we decide on a specific site and user group, or is that a choice then? Well, Prachita, if you choose a project of a global crisis, you will also go through a global crisis. See, global crisis is nothing else but a large collection of local crises. There is no global without the local, but there is local without the global. During the days of the Aryas, during the days of Harappa Mohenjo-daro, during the days of Egyptian civilization, there was no knowledge of global. The local was there. Egypt was there, China was there, Harappa Mohenjo-daro was there. But there is no global, right? So local exists without the global, but the global cannot exist without the local. So just go to the local, that's it. And we cannot solve a global problem with a local solution, but to some extent, it becomes a local solution. Just go ahead if you really wish to. But you see, but a thesis, end of the day, you know what, Prachita, you'll have to still do plans, elevation section, show to your faculty, show to your jurors and all of them. Anuprita Survey says can't hear you, but I hope now she can hear. Shraddha Thorat says how to evolve a concept. Well, there's a very elaborate discussion. If possible, I'll come to that, but later on. But there is a slide which shows the sequence. Maybe it will come there very briefly. How does it come by itself? Then we have Rashid Bindal asks how to start a thesis, how to select a topic. Suppose if you ask me how to start a car, I can tell you how to start a car. If you tell me how to start the laptop, I can tell you how to start a laptop. If you ask me how to start a thesis, I know answers. Thesis, is there really something like starting a thesis? Think. First year, second year, third year, fourth year, training here, there, that project, this project, curriculum is going on. Don't you think the idea of the thesis just takes off somewhere without realizing when it took off? Thesis starts, we need not start it. It just comes, okay? And then, of course, you may also say it starts when the faculty is asking you, but that's not the right kind of answer I'm giving you. So, select a topic is important. I have already answered in the earlier case, but if any of you did not hear or there is a problem, so selection depends on our own capabilities, the curriculum expectations, our affordability to travel out. What is my passion about it? What kind of guide I get? What are the larger feasibility issues? All of them decide what are the topic. Incidentally, I didn't put down any separate slide for this, but the selection of a topic itself can have 10, 20, 30 checklists. Purbal is asking, how do we determine the scale of the design problem we pose for our thesis? Well, once again, it's not an individual decision, it's a collaborative decision along with you, the faculty, and how the school runs. There are some schools who allow very, very small projects, some schools don't. So let's not go too deep into it as on today. But I would rather say it's again going back into what are the capabilities which individually you have as a student, I have as a guide to guide you, and related issues. Okay, I'll also take this because again the word process is here. Shantanu Peshave is saying cannot hear you properly, sir. Shantanu, please check from your side why it could be. Parshvi Shah is asking how one should think of process while deciding for the topics and how can one carry out the way further in our thesis projects. Very interesting question, Parshvi. I may not even know how to answer this, how to react to this. Okay. See, deciding the process and deciding the topic and deciding how to carry on, they're all kind of simultaneous things. To some extent, this may come under what I may, many people have said it, of course, I may call as structuring. How do we structure the whole thesis? And that's another big elaboration required. We don't have time today, sorry. But if we can structure the work well, I think we should be able to connect think of the process and deciding on the topic. A line appears a little later on about structure. If time permits, I will say it there. Anshima Khare says we go through so many good competition projects. There, they focus more on the concept and on solving the problem. My doubt is that in our thesis, we shall focus more on the concept and design or do detailed working drawings too. Well, check back to your actual guides. Working drawings typically most people don't ask, but maybe one or two as a representation, yes. But thank you for mentioning the word competition project. There are a lot of comparisons between architecture thesis and design competitions. There are lots of comparisons. Let's see if we can refer to that later on. And some of the paradoxes of thesis also come from there. Can thesis be extension to my semester project? It depends. It will be decided by your semester. You can ask your semester. What I mean by saying ask your semester, I mean ask your faculty. Sanjana Sandeep says, okay, we can hear. A couple of them are saying is clear. Thank you very much. Can you explain types of thesis in short? Well, thank you, Gadekar Sayali Sharat. I assume your first name is Sharat, though it appears last. Because Gadekar doesn't sound like a first name to me. It sounds like a surname. Well, we briefly mentioned it can be theory-based project, issue-based project, program-based project, solution-based. There can be more context-based project, etc., etc. Now, theory-based project basically means we take upon a larger theory. For example, I can look at now it's out of fashion, of course, deconstruction as a theory, or I can look at parametricism as a theory, or I can look at critical regionalism as a theory. So then my whole thesis will work around those theories of critical regionalism, let's say. Issue-based means what are the issues we are addressing. We'll come to that later on with a short listing only. I may be looking at climate, I may be looking at structures, I may be looking at community participation. So what are the major issues we are looking at in a project? Program-based basically looks at all the functionality, requirements, space allocation. Could be large stadium project, it could be high court project, where a hospital project where the program is very, very critical. Not that we can't have a hospital on a theory, not that we can't have a stadium on an issue. Yes, but a stadium or a hospital requires a lot more critical input into the program. Solution-based is the most simplest actually. There is a design problem and we give a solution to it. Let's say we had to design a school. We may not get too much into theory or issues or program. So it is just a kind of, and you must have heard of this in your earlier years. Design as a solution, architecture as a solution. Of course, we say, don't ever restrict that way. Take architecture to the next level, of course, we say. So that's a brief elaboration on that. It's a good, nice thing you asked this question, Sharad. Explain the types of thesis, what you asked. Yeah, Mihik Q. How should we differentiate between the thesis types? I've already mentioned a few project typologies. How do we choose ND? How do we choose ND? Decide the site, like, how do we choose ND? I don't understand this abbreviation called ND. Own sites, any, or it's like for government site for which you give proposal to. Well, Vaishnav, if you can reframe your question, I'll pick it up a bit later on. Aishwarya, what are the steps to be taken after the data collection is done to start actual design? A little later, why do we require thesis in our academic curriculum? Great question. When you deal with a lot of various types of projects during a 5-year course. I'll come to that, Ruchira, a little later on. Let me go back to the sheet on thesis. So most theses end up doing the tangible. It's a very critical issue. And I know there are various reasons, curricular, school, academic related issues, why it happens around. So we look at case studies, we look at elements, sketches, structures, a lot of things we do all about the tangible. We rarely focus on the intangible. And what are the intangible? Space, light, experience, memories, familiarity. I'll come to the list a little later on. There are lots and lots of so-called intangible issues about a thesis, which very often we tend to ignore. And a thesis project can become a good thesis project by also looking at the intangible. As I shared with you in the morning, friends, this is not a very systematically put together comprehensive document. It's only a kind of a tip of the iceberg. So, but all these points which are written down here, I've been experimenting with over the many years in my own career as a faculty and a thesis guide. And some of these inputs have helped the students to improve the quality of their thesis. So that's where some of these points come from. When I'm saying if a project is in Mysore, Mysore should be in the project. Or when I'm asking about, let us have a clarity of the type, it again helps us. If I'm a guide, it helps me also to get a clarity on how to guide the student. All right. Major issue with the projects that we choose. Somebody was asking also on what basis do we choose the projects, and similar questions were there earlier. Most of us at our age group have very limited exposure. There is this question which says when we deal with a lot of various types of projects during our 5-year course, Ruchira, Pratyusha is asking. Ruchira, in real life, we may end up, if we are in a particular office practice, we may end up handling maybe 100 different project typologies. 100 is a minimum. There are more than hundreds of typologies of architecture around India. How many projects do we get to deal in our 4.5 years? Not more than 10 to 12. First semester, so not much. Second semester, maybe 1 or 2 small projects. So basically, third, fourth, second, third, fourth year, about 6 semesters. Average, say 2 projects per semester, 12 projects. Some few time problems here and there. So in the 5-year program, we don't really handle many projects at all. And that's a major problem when we join the office. You know, the office will be handling a project which we have never seen in our architecture course. And then we go through all our problems. But anyway, why we do require to do thesis? Because of it's been much answered question. It is a culmination of the study. I'll just answer it in 2 liners. Culmination of the study to explore our design capabilities, to prove our design capabilities, to do a passion project for ourselves, and many such reasons are there. So this whole thing about the limited exposure that we have is an important thing to do. And I've already mentioned about the plagiarism already earlier, so I won't go into that once again, but I'll just say that we can always not really go and copy paste, but we can go to masters, we can go to masons, we can go to the neighbor's house, we can go to the anything that you have seen anywhere, any building, any structure, anywhere around, learn from them. Anything, not an issue. Acknowledge them and develop further on that. Next one. And we'll go to the next sheet, which is called as problems. While we are going to the next sheet, I will just take up Aishwarya's question was about what are the steps to be taken if data collection is done. I think it more or less evolves as we go along. Hopefully we should be able to answer that directly or indirectly in a while. And also Harshada Raut asks, I have a question. How do we approach our research and how do we make it unique? Well, today is not really the time to discuss about the research topic. I know, frankly, it's a good question in a way, because majority of schools in India are not into research projects. I thought maybe I need not discuss it, though my own architecture project back in 82, 83, which was a big, as I said, debacle for me, was a research documentation site analysis based one. I didn't do well there. So if you ask me how to do it better, I won't go into it too deep, but let's do one thing, Harshad. At the end, if there is time, we will take it up again. Sharad Aital, hi, I'm your old student. Thank you. Hi, Sharad. Good to hear you talking on thesis. Namaskara. Oh, yes, thank you very much there. Chinmay. Can you please elaborate typologies of thesis? I think we just did that fairly elaborately. How to add a layer to a common thesis topic to make it unique. That's an interesting word. Adding layers. We also, in another way, we sometimes use the word problematizing. Problematizing a thesis. I'll do one thing. One or two of these I'll just write down here and add layers. Research. I'm just leaving it here at the moment to see whether we can come back, because there are larger questions. But basically, the layering comes by identifying what we can call as a design criteria. I'll come to that little later on. How can we come up with the number of users, visitors while designing the thesis project? There's always a question in pre-thesis, very right. That's of course done mostly by case studies, the literature studies, walking into buildings. I have chosen a topic that addressing a present and future issues and getting solution. Sustainable housing through urban form. Well, Bhanu, this is a very specific question. Sustainable housing through urban form. Am I going on correct track? May I know your feedback? That's too specific a question, because I would need to know more about what you're doing, Bhanu. Without that, it will be difficult to react on this particular one. How to explore the concept if it is material based? That's a lovely question, Jayanti. There, the material based, the concept, if it is material based, materiality itself is a concept. So if you choose a material, there is no need to choose a concept. Back in, if any of you are interested in this material, you people log into my name in the internet, Satya Prakash Varanashi. It will open one website called satyaconsultants.blogspot. We have been for 27 years exploring natural materials, alternative materials, and there are 401 articles with photographs and short essay. Please feel free. Then, so I would rather say that material itself is a concept, brick is a concept, stone is a concept, cement is a concept, glass is a concept. You just only have to write it out or elaborate it a little more. Then if any of you are not comfortable posing your question to the whole group, feel free to pose it in private. I can see both of them here at the moment. Access to reading material during this lockdown is difficult. Any other ways to take up research case studies? Well, Pallavi, I have no other solutions. I believe there are lots of open access libraries now. A lot of libraries have opened e-books for free. There are a whole lot of webinars happening. And of course, today's internet problem in the morning was because of college. I apologize. There's something happening in this area, I think. So the internet has been unstable in this area. Last Monday, there was a good webinar. Today, we got stuck with this internet instability. But wherever internet is stable, there are lots of webinars. Check it out. Can we choose, Bhanu is asking, can we choose a live project as a thesis? Yes, Bhanu. Back in our college, we encourage a lot about live projects. But it need not be completely live, because then the hypothesis becomes difficult. It becomes too realistic, becomes difficult. Don't do that. So let there be a beautiful combination of something live and something you dream about. Something which is realistic and something fantastic or even fantasy. You can always do that. That's my personal opinion, but check with your actual faculty members. But even if it's a hypothetical project, it becomes live. The site, users, people, interviewing them, climate, context, the requirements, the need for performances, they all will make it live in their own way. Maybe it's not built, but it's still live. All right, let me go back to my slides now. So before I read what Triprashi is written. All right, some jury focuses. Now there are some major problems. I picked up some standard, frequently asked kind of problems around. So, you all must have heard of this old joke which says that jury is very often an injury. I'm saying it with the apologies to all the faculty and the guides who could be listening or who could not be also listening. I've also been a jury and a guide. And I'm sure I have also been part of creating a lot of injury to the students in the name of the jury. But then, see, this is a systemic problem. Architecture thesis in India has a lot of systemic issues. I'm not touching upon them today at all. But only a brief thing here and there. Mostly architecture jury in Indian scenarios, when we go, it is expected that the jury should be finding faults, jury should be finding you have not done that, jury should, all this, you understand the rest of it. So it is not really something focused for discussing excellences. Now, if our intention is to look for mediocrity and not to look for excellence, well, sorry, my friends, the jury does not appreciate the work. It's a drawback, of course. So the jury does not become interactive sessions. The juries do not become discussions. Rather, it becomes, instead of interaction, the jury becomes very inspecting kind. And instead of discussing, we tend to go and diagnose. We tend to go and dissect a thesis, which is not right. But there's a larger thing which has happened. So a lot of students go through problems because of juries. They even go through depression. They say, I can't do a thesis well. My friends, please come out of that. If you have, just go through it as a natural process. It is a rough ride. Take your bike out, take your car out, take your cycle out, just drive on the road. There'll be potholes, there'll be boulders. Just go on the rough ride and you'll do well. Another major thing happening today, a lot of projects have become very predictable and very ordinary. We have to add a little extra. When you order pizza, they ask us, what do you want us to add extra? So you can say, add a bit of extra chili flakes or salt or whatever. Please add extras to the ordinary, to the thesis, elevate it from the ordinary level to the extraordinary level. It is important. And largely, Indian thesis quality was very low. So long time ago, when COA and NIAS, they started awards for excellence in architecture, I'm very happy that I was invited to be there. Within 6 years of my term was for 5 years, and at the 6th year, I said I want to step down now, and I stepped down on my own choice. So what we could achieve within those 6 years, I could see the standards of the architecture thesis going up. Council of Architecture continues to publish these thesis monographs. They are there in all schools of architecture. Please refer to them. There's a wealth of information there, and we should try to take the quality of our architecture thesis across India to next level. A third natural standard problem which I keep hearing, sir, I'm stuck. I don't know what to do next. This is, everyone gets stuck. Even architects also get stuck. I have no real solution except, just to go to a good film and watch it and come back in the jovial sense. But one method we found out, which we have sharing with you, is if students can look at, we have tried to do that in our own school here this year, and it's been part success, not full success. We have asked students to look at any inspiring 5 architects and imagine how those architects would have designed your buildings. Look at how Tado Ando would design your building. Look what Charles Correa would have done with your project. Look how Jeffrey Baba would have treated the project. So like, look how Hadid would have looked at your project. So you imagine as if you are Zaha Hadid, you are Charles Correa, and start designing like Charles Correa, start designing like Hadid, like Baba, like Laurie Baker, like Tado Ando. What happens? That thing which is stuck in the mind comes out. It helps us in thinking out of the box. A while ago, this way the word came about, the word structuring of a thesis. Now this is another big topic. We may not have time today. I'll just make a note here. If time permits, we will come to that. Structuring a thesis. If we can structure a thesis well, typically the thesis will go more smoothly. Typically. It's easy to say a well-structured thesis moves on smoothly, but it is not easy to well-structure a thesis. It's very difficult to do that. However, as in the side wings, I'm saying it. Let's not look at thesis only as a project. So can we look at the thesis also as a report writing? Very, very, very important. Most schools ignore report writing. Can you look at the topic as a seminar talk? Imagine you do a thesis, do it at that level, wherein I may be invited to present my thesis as a seminar in a conference. Wow, why not? So it will be very useful to think it as a seminar topic. Look at the building typology as a term paper. Let's say I'm handling stadiums. Can I have a term paper? Can I have a 1,000 or 2,000 or 3,000 worded essay with some 25 photographs and 40 sketches on stadiums? What happens then? The clarity of the thesis becomes far more deeper than just looking at it. यहाँ पे site है, यहाँ पे program है. I got to do this. ऐसे करो. This will happen. Then I'll come with plan and lesson section, and a view, sketch up view or whatever. Instead, I'm also not all the time for these computer-generated SketchUps and walkthroughs. They have their strength, but they have their own limitations, of course. And the last line in this section called problems is, well, this is a problem for us in the schools of architecture. Too many people are taking so-called safe projects. So just give a solution to the problem which I mentioned just a while ago, simple ones, and then be with it, saying, let me just get away with this whole thesis issue. I know some of us also may be lacking the basic skill sets: communication, graphics, sketching, research, observing, theorizing, philosophizing, and many of these things we may be lacking as an individual. All of us are not bestowed with equal kind of skill sets. Fair enough, but doesn't mean we should simply give an ordinary solution to a problem. So these are some of the problems I picked up. Now let me go back to the questions. Tripushi is a pretty long question, but I'll just read out. What becomes more important for a thesis? Solutions of problems or putting up imaginative ideas? Well, you already know the answer, madam, to this. We have to have imaginative ideas, of course. No need to go into this. And as much of the thoughts of the real life challenges, add on more layers. Very nice. Someone is asking about layers. So one layer is solution to the problem. Second layer is putting up imaginative ideas, and another layer is thoughts on real life challenges. More. One was solving a real life flood crisis in Mumbai, or other was highlighting Well, this depends finally on your faculty, understand what you wrote here. So ultimately, what aspects do look forward to more than we are going on with your thesis? Well, madam, the more you can dream, the more you can come with real life challenges, the more we can come with imaginative solutions. At least I will say welcome. I will say welcome anytime. Mino says, would like to know how a process can take through a essay way without breaking it in different phases. How a process can take, I think it's an easy way out without breaking different phases. I'm not very sure what it is. Meenu, you can again pose a question, clarifying what you have asked, please. We are starting process from the beginning and having different phases like, oh, I know I get it. Study, research, analysis, inference, at last the design phase. But when we are breaking the process, the previous phase just seems to be a paperwork. Very well said. You are very right. How can each phase be codependent? Fantastically asked. We'll come to that in a later while. There's one more slide precisely about that. And oh, Sharad. Oh, sorry, Sayali. Gadekar, Sayali, Sharad has clarified. Sir, my name is Sayali. I'm very sorry, Sayali. I thought your first name cannot be Gadekar. Then I called you Sharad. I'm very, very sorry on that. Apologies. At least in India, only this much confusion happens. You know, if you say your name to some Chinese or foreigners, they won't know whether you are man, woman, or anything. Sorry, sir, it's and okay. Vaishnavi Ramakrishnan, Kalyani Deshmukh. My thesis topic is about quarantine shelters, and the current pandemic brings a question of design for infectious disease back to the forefront and raises important questions for future research and practice. So, as architects and planners, show how we respond to the extreme. Very well, go ahead. I would say go ahead with this, what you're doing. Now, this is an issue-based topic. If anybody asks me, so quarantine shelter could be an issue-based thesis. It also is a solution-based, of course. Sir, some examples for critical regionalism in India. Chandrakeshava is asking, critical regionalism, you can look at the World School by Charles Benninger, Christopher Benninger's Charles, that's one. Then Ashok Lal's building in Jaipur, I think it's what's called Forest Management Institute, not Forest Management. Anyway, Ashok Bilal's project is there. Neelkant Chaya's old project on environment studies in Ahmedabad. There are projects. I'm sorry, I can't go on thinking right now. Rishikesh Gawande is asking, how can we think about concepts and how can we evolution of concept like forms? Form follows functions. Functions follow form. All right. And then how can we start the design process? Very nice, 2 lines. Then design process, most of students. Many of students have the same problem, and so there is a working. Well, Rishikesh, yes, I understand. Oh, incidentally, I should also tell you this. While I'm reading, maybe I'm stumbling here and there, but it could be because of the way you have written. Please don't think twice about it. Write the best way you can write. The rest I'll make out. I am also not born to a family speaking English. I've also started, up to my 10th standard, I studied in Canada. And it was quite some time I took to get into English. So don't worry about the way you are writing it, right? Yeah. So this is a general question also, Rishikesh, what you are asking. And I agree with you, many of the students have the same problem. It's again back into design process and all. Let me see whether it comes later part. Sanjana, can it be based on intangible issues? Well, of course. Now, but it will take a while for me, Sanjana, to reply to your question on basing thesis on intangible issues. Very, very good query and very important in the modern day. And a lot of people who have been trying to raise issues about it, right from the earlier book, Architecture of Happiness, to Olasma, who is a master of looking at the intangible. For that matter, even Tadwando's work, so when everything seemingly tangible in Tadwando's work, what actually we experience is the intangible. If possible, I'll come to this later on if time permits. Then Ankita Mohan Tete, what things are important in thesis? It's a very general question. I think it will be covered here and there anyway. Ankita, I can assure you that. How can the concept design Intangible issues. Okay. Where is it? I lost it. 1 second. Hold on. Which things are important? Yes. Can you please explain in short intangible issues? We'll come back to that little later on. Parshvi Shah, how can the concept design push to designing planning? Well, there is a natural process by which concept becomes a design. Not covering in a very big way because this gets into theme, studio guidance, but I'll cover this in a short while and in a very briefly. Shravan Lahoti asks, can our internship firm should be chosen by our thesis topic? Well, Shravan, if you can, yes, very much. Back into the whole story earlier, what I said. It is not only thesis, which is not a collection of short stories, even life is not a collection of short stories, there should be continuum. My thesis topic can tell me where I should do the internship. My internship firm should tell me what kind of projects I should do in my life, and that should pave my life. If that kind of a continuity happens, you're very lucky. Sometimes difficult to get that, of course. We do a landscape thesis and then we end up working with factories. Or we do a factory thesis and then we end up working with government buildings. But anyway, try. I think it's a great idea. Then Vaishnavi Ramakrishnan says, how do we choose and decide the site? Like own selected site or it's for government site? It depends, I think, case by case. So as I said, we are not going too deep into it, but we'll come back on it later. Now come to the next slide. Okay. I'll now go to the next slide, which talks about the paradoxes, which is an important one. Then now, typically what happens, this also indirectly answers a few people's what they said. 4.5 years of architecture. How do we study? There are subjects, there are curricular systems, the teachers come to us, they give assignments, they study. They virtually handhold, let us call it, so to say. Now what happens in the last term? Multiple number of teachers teach us multiple number of subjects. Now one teacher is guiding us on all the multiple issues, and we are supposed to put together all those multiple issues, whether it is sheet composition or whether it's structural resolution, whether it is climatology or whether it is critical theory into thesis. So suddenly thesis becomes overpowering to us. However, there has been a little hype about thesis. It has been so much hyped up, a lot of students actually enter into thesis semester with a lot of anxiety, apprehensions and fear. I have done that. I've done that. Take it as a natural process. Someone is asking how to start a thesis. So indirectly I said, you're not starting it, you're just stepping onto it. It's a walking path. We don't know when we start. Just carry on with it. So there is this paradox of a thesis, which is very important. And it has no immediate solution. 4.5 years completely guided study, and not completely, there also will be self-study, but largely, and suddenly we come into teacher says it's your responsibility, you own your project, you are committed, etc. The another issue that we look at is, it's again a presentation problem. This I have come across it on very, very occasions. As a student of architecture, done the thesis, you start explaining a thesis, the project. So there is a sequence in which the student explains, and unfortunately our eyes are moving all over the sheet. Observe. All of you can observe your jury next time, whether you are in 3rd year, 4th year, final year. Look at their eye movement. While you are talking, their eye is not only looking at you or at your sheet. The eyes all over the place. So the eyes are looking somewhere and the ears are hearing something. And often there's a disconnect. And in the process, what the student says, the jury doesn't appreciate. What the jury is asking, student doesn't understand. And very often it becomes a conflict. I have no solutions, my friends, but think what can be done about it when you are going to present. Students are helpless, and so are the jury. Why are you helpless? Let me ask you this. Let me share this with you. Most of the students at that level, like I was in my days, our designs largely evolved from our own personal and our own subjective experiences and opinions. Whereas someone does a jury evaluation, imagination can happen on subjective personal opinion. Evaluation cannot happen on subjective personal opinions. Evaluation has to happen on objective, logical, justifiable, verifiable, validation-based systems. So the whole thesis happens on imagination, whereas validation has to happen based on reasoning and objective statements. There's again a conflict there in thesis. Well, see, when I'm saying these paradoxes, for some of them there are solutions. Sorry, we are not elaborating much, but you know, immediately one can say, translate the subjective personal statements to as much as possible objective, understandable, verifiable, data-based, physicality-based statements. So then jury will appreciate. We got to learn this because later on when you start in our own office or when you're working on a project, same problem continues. I can design something on my subjective opinion, but my clients may not agree. I got to convert my subjectivity into objectivity. I got to do that. So start learning it in the thesis semester itself. We're also very helpless. Please don't think all jurors are criminals and villains. We are not. It is just that as jurors, we have to evaluate an unseen site and very often an unfamiliar project, unbuilt design. You know, when I'm saying unfamiliar, I remember those days when I had never gone out of India. I had just gone out once for my master's in UK. But you know, just one flight up and down a long time ago. But when jury things started to happen, there were these international airport projects. So someone would call me as a jury, I'll go there and I sit. Because I'm presenting international airport. I said, Baba, what do I know about the international airports? I have no idea. So if I'm unfamiliar with a project, I will be unfair to the students. And that's what happens very often. Anyway, so very often we are also helpless. So we tend to evaluate based on some imagination, some impulsive thoughts, some spontaneous reactions. It may not be very ideal. It may be unfair to the students. Well, at the moment, there is no solution. And it also comes up with another major reason, the whole sequence of presentation, which is something which I've been personally exploring a lot more. You know, in a real life project, what do? We explain the design, the final design first. We show the design. We show the school design to the clients. We justify the school design based on, ma'am, I have done it because there's a very noisy street there. Or you can say, sir, you know, there is a lot of extra space available, so we thought this should be the larger level playground. So we show the design first, give the justification. Then justification back into the next previous sheet. So in a way, typically, at least the way I do in my office, I'm saying it, our design presentations are backwards from the final design to the initial context, concept, sequence. In a thesis, it's a reverse. They ask us to first show our concept or whatever, then requirement or whatever goes on. So at every stage, the jury doesn't know what is coming. So they go on asking, why are you doing it, what you're doing. To answer why, you got to show the next sheet, but you can't because you are in the previous sheet. So we have all these kind of problems happening around very often in a standard typical approach. Let me take a few more questions and come to this sequence of study and presentation. Yeah, Vaishnavi Ramakrishnans have already said indirectly, do we go with our own sites or do we go with the government sites? It depends on whether it is a live project or hypothetical project or a actual proposal. And all of them, it goes by that. Okay. Now, I'll take up this by Kenny Kothari. It says, have focused on the importance of materials with respect to contextuality, cost efficiency, and of course, sustainability. Okay, thank you, Kenny Kothari. We in our firm believe a lot in it for 27 years now. We have been exploring cost-effective, climatically appropriate, and culturally meaningful projects. Okay, so over these years, I found out that innovation in such technologies like earth construction, terracotta, etc., is still in progress. However, I want to understand what direction should my thesis program have. If materials is in this backbone, since creating a new material is not possible in one semester of thesis, what other ways can I approach to make the program? You are from Gujarat, approach Hunnarshala. All right. So you need not really create new material. In a thesis is not necessarily for creating the new. There's a lot of misunderstandings about the idea called creativity. And in many people, many schools, many institutions, they say creativity is creating that which has never existed. No, for me, it's not that. What's the Barcelona architect, famous architect? Thanks. I got a little prompt from my colleague Priya here. Antonio Gaudi, this famous Barcelona architect, says this. He says, creativity I mean, no, he was very creative. Everyone said he was very original, very creative. He did something which no one did. And he said, originality is going back to the origins. So originality is not doing something the others have not done. Originality is going back to the origins. And I have subsequently learned this. Creativity is going back to the contexts. So take one photo of this. So creativity is going back to the context. You already said that there, Kenny, so I'll appreciate you. And as long as we are able to go back to the context, able to go back to the origins, we can do some very interesting thesis. It need not be something nobody else has done. Jayanti asks how to explore the concept if it is material based. I think a while ago I said material itself is a concept the way I look at it. There can be, some way of applying the material. For example, if one is looking at a very Jeffrey Bauer kind of architecture and one wants to work with exposed laterite or clay blocks or bricks or whatever else it is, then one can say a concept is derived from the material. We can also do that. But the connectivity between concept and material is very, very close. Circulation spaces, how it affects the design planning, it affects a lot, Parshvi, affects a lot. But sorry, I can only say that in this short webinar, we'll have to sit with individual students with a pencil, butter sheet and eraser to discuss it more. Mahi is asking, how to choose thesis project topic? I'm so confused. Well, Mahi, maybe someday we should be able to do one more webinar, or someday if we catch up, or maybe I should. All your questions are extremely useful to me because these are I'm getting some more interesting new questions. Let me see if I can spend more academic time on all these and come back with my individual reaction, however good they are or not. Kiran Mule is asking how much we should encourage for students for utopian type of thesis. Right now in our school KSSA where I teach and I'm doing some thesis coordination, there is one student who has taken up utopian fantasy projects, utopian projects, unbuildable projects. Explore, nothing wrong. This is a golden opportunity. It actually creates thinking challenges. Finally, what is important in thesis is design thinking. That's what we should learn. So when we take up utopian projects, it really helps. So I am personally on it, depending on, of course, how people do. What is the difference between project and thesis? Wow. Thanks, Vaishnavi. I never thought of these lines. Are they both same? Is that doing thesis is something you're getting inspired from the project? Or maybe doing a project is being inspired by the thesis? Hey, Vaishnavi, sorry, you had asked this question to me in private. I have announced your name. I hope it was okay with you. But I've appreciated you for asking an extremely unique question to me. I don't have much of an answer. I think one has to think a little more deeply before responding to these words, project and thesis. Give me some time. Then let's look at it if we can. Aishwarya is asking, can we choose a competition brief as a design brief? Absolutely, yes, Aishwarya. Sorry, it was also reply in private. I'm sorry. So I think those who reply in private, I ideally should not be naming them, but somehow the I goes there first. We are okay with this, and we have always encouraged because there's a more realistic brief, program, site, context, sometimes even the parameters, all of them are there. I want to do, okay, what should be the design methodology of our thesis project? Shivani, see, there is a difference between method and methodology. I didn't want to go deep into it because it's much discussed, I thought. It will take a while, but I'll just make a note of it here right now, so that if time permits, method or methodology. Primarily, it's again back into something like, or I'll say in 2 words, the methodology is a system. Methodology is a system. Method is an exploration still. So in a way, method comes closer to the process. It's a way of doing. To that extent, it's a way of doing. There's a method for doing it. So I will not go, I don't think we have time for that today, but I'll leave it at that level and leave for the time being. Method versus methodology is an interesting thing to look at. I want to masters in particular. Is it necessary to choose a thesis topic around master's course? Yes, somebody has asked this question and I've already answered this. If you can, absolutely yes, do the thesis to suit your master's. or to suit the office one wants to, then don't you think design projects on field all over India should be open for architecture students, especially for bright ideas, maybe under one theme? Yes, but unfortunately nowadays government projects are putting so many more restrictions. Very few people can enter these projects today. You know, the kind of criteria people are now setting for government projects are becoming difficult for students, even for small time and medium architects. What are your guidance? Manoj is asking, what are your guidance on industrial buildings? How can one should be approaching this? I think this will take a little bit of sitting around actual studio to discuss it. Sorry, it is difficult. Deepak Kumar, don't you think design projects? Yeah, that's the same question. I think that's it. What are the basic skill set required to make a thesis better? Very good question. Shifa, I've just rattled out a few. I was thinking of putting a slide, but I didn't, about the skill sets. Observe, research, sketch, talk, speak, listen, communicate, interview, structure, essentialize, minimize. I can go on. So then Rajat Red, okay, thank you Rajat there. What can we do with alternative materials? What can we do with alternative materials? Construction as a backbone. Well, I was talking of this ordinary thesis versus the extraordinary thesis. The moment you bring in natural materials, alternative materials, we are in a position to bring about that extraordinariness to the thesis. Please go ahead and do it. Increasingly, projects are coming, people are looking forward to them. We do need more architects in India who can design with alternative materials, Harsh. To begin with, you can look at Auroville, Hunnarshala, Biome, my firm, Satya Consultants. There are many firms doing this work around. Shivashri Pawar, how to develop one's own style when you are constantly influenced by looking at others. This question came up earlier. I've already made a note of it. If time permits, we'll go back into it. We need to essentialize and prioritize. Okay. Then, hey, that's a good question. Can one take a site on moon? Rajat, yes, one can take a site on moon if you ask me. Incidentally, there was this very interesting project done in Manipal school recently in UD thesis. He designed the space station for ISRO. He designed an interstellar space station and he topped the thesis there. Okay, what is the impact of choosing topic related to social issue? Yes, this is about the issue-based thesis. Go ahead and all right. Okay, I'll just stop for a while on this and come back to slides. This is an amazing webinar. My friends, let me tell you one thing. I've attended about 8 to 10 very interesting webinars, including some international, when the corona was happening around. Yes, participant, of course. And in the last month and a half, I had a chance to give myself or be part of in the panel about 5-6. Thank you very much. One of the most participative, and it shows the spirit of learning which is there in us. And I think we all should together take it to next level. So there is a list here which is now more or less understood, I would say, but I'll just go very quickly. This also shows about the connectivity between the stages. Somebody was asking this question. Typically, what we are trying to do in KSSA is to start with the thesis overview. The overview is there in the beginning itself, of course, pre-thesis time, but not very well developed. And the overview goes on changing as we go along. And the final, of course, on the final day of thesis presentation is the real overview. So what project, so what project, why needed? These are very simple questions to ask. You can understand, I hope. What project, why needed, where located, who will use, how is the design? Simple 5 questions, 5 minutes. So a thesis you could have worked on 5 months. We should be able to share it in 5 minutes. And if a jury doesn't have time, they can listen in 5 minutes and you can be the topper in the class. What, why, where, who, how. I'm not the first one to say this. Many other people have said it in the past. I've only put it together. For that matter, I claim no authorship, no originality for any of the thoughts here. All these thoughts have been said by many other people. If any other faculty guide feels, oh, what Satya said, I've been saying it, I will say congratulations. I have nothing to claim by saying it. It's just that as a faculty, I'm trying to filter it, put it together and give it to you so that my next generation, I can contribute to my next generation. So thesis overview. Now, what is the last line there? Share the idea of the project. So the thesis overview finally shares the idea of the project. And where does it lead to? The project intention. Now see the connection between the words there. The project intention. What are the project intentions? Express the passion for, now all these some of you would have done in pre-thesis if you have gone through it. So express your own passion for the chosen building type, themes, issues, users, location. One can add on more words. And personalizing the project. What does this do? This defines the larger context. So expressing the passion for the chosen project and personalizing, I should have a reason why I want to do this project. If my faculty tells Satya, go and do a stadium project, I should be able to say, ma'am, sorry, I'm not cut out for stadium projects, I'm not fit. I want to do a rural training center for a NGO in a remote village. Now, that's the kind of passion we need to have when you are working. That's the intention. And as you know, there's the power of intention which moves the earth. Now, look at the last line there again, defining the larger context. Moves on to the next section, context study. You know what happens in architecture thesis? Most often there is what we call as a site study. Site analysis, site study. Sorry, it's not enough. Site is not just the end of thesis. We got to carry on to the context. There are many other contexts to look at. The site will come to that later on if time permits. Varied kind of context to be looked at when you're, it's an important part. There's another slide for this. And the context studies will lead us to understand the core criticalities. The building types also have core criticalities. Every project has it. Hospital is not same as hostel. School is not same as a showroom. And a school in a tribal area is not same as school in an upmarket colony of the HIG colony, HIG people. A hostel is not the same as for paying guests in a small town as a hostel in an international school campus. Everything has a criticality. What are these core criticalities? Can we define them as functions, structures? I've just written a few words here. There are more words for this later on in another slide. So define the core criticality. It helps in distinguishing one project from another project. I may be designing a house. House in one site is not the same as house in another site, because there are criticalities involved in those two different sites or two families. So what does core criticality help us in? It helps us in selecting. Incidentally, the core criticalities and the context study together help us in fine-tuning our site also, our case study, and many of them. Then we move on to the case study. Case study, already said, helps, of course. See, I did say that we need to go beyond the case study. Case study is useful. We need. Without a case study, we will not know about function, connections, program, movements, etc., etc. A few questions also asked earlier, which I simply said, go back to case study. But most of the theses in India, see, wherever I've been, they simply end up as a case study, and they're forgotten after some time. The final sheet, the final few sheets may or may not have much connect into the case study at all. Then the design criteria. So all this together leads to design criteria. 5 minutes? No, I can't. There are more. You said 1. Sorry, we had to do some little issues about the recording happening here. So finally, the design criteria, and the design criteria is a very, very, very critical issue, which very often we are not looking at nowadays very clearly. So I'll go to sorry, where are we? Yeah, this was a kind of a possible sequence we were looking at, and I said we will look at 2 more slides because there are 3 more. The last one is this final slide. The site study versus or site analysis versus context analysis. How to go beyond. Finally, our project is located in a context. Located in a context. What are those contexts? Site, surroundings, region, community, project typology, politics. Now this list again has to be evolved case by case. There is no one standard statement for this. I've just written down a few. Region can be history, nature, society, culture, whatever it is. But more important than this is a very, very important issue, the design criteria. What are the criteria based on which we are designing the thesis? Friends, this is just an alphabetic order list. Once I sat and just did it, you can add yours. There may be more than this. Not all of them will be applicable to all the projects. Those of you who are in a position to take a screenshot, you can take one and keep it and use it as a checklist. I use this as a checklist randomly. Sometimes when I'm looking at students' work, I look at it as a checklist to see whether this has been covered, that has been covered or not. It also helps in defining the project. My project is based on this criteria. This also helps in justifying a project. If someone asks me why, I can answer saying, ma'am, ecology has been one of the criteria in my project. Hence, my project had to have ecological sensitivity about it. I can use this also to connect issues. I can say that, well, my project is very much linked with the politics of governance and the participation of people. So again, words are here. This can be expanded much more. I'm not going to read out all of them because it is not really worthwhile reading at this juncture. Now, this is the last slide was where the last was, but then I had one more in the last minute. I thought, you know, as a formal culmination, it may be good to have a few suggestions. There are many more of these, but this is not the occasion today because this session was not for suggestions. But very briefly, within your class, if you can make mock jury for everyone, so that more reviews, more questions, more anticipations, you become better in resolving the issues. A major issue, comparing and competing with your own classmates, please don't, or it do if you know how to handle it. They are double-edged swords. Sometimes comparison helps, competition helps. It helps us to elevate our level, but sometimes it can also make us sulk. Be careful about it. Most people end up doing thesis explanation in very descriptive terms. Go, instead of descriptive explanation of a thesis, go with analytical presentation of a thesis. Some other day, if you're given a chance, maybe I'll give demonstrations, but basically it is about using the right language, words and references. There is a little suggestion from doing a thesis. This is from research methodology. Maintain a file folder, soft copy or hard copy. Develop a big checklist of whatever one wants to do there. And one of the last word, there's one more slide, but before that, one of the last word here is the overall design has to be done by self-study, proactiveness, and our own self-regulated way of learning around. There's nothing which can replace that. This is the last slide as far as the formal presentation is concerned. I don't know the status of question answers right now, but then we have to check how much time we're left with. But this is the last slide, the 11th one. I'll just read it very briefly because it's a little deep. It's a little interesting and important. And maybe in the beginning, I said I have had terrible experiences in all my 3 theses, architecture, urban design, and heritage conservation in England. None of them went very well. Now I have realized maybe why they did not go well. But the answer is a little more deeper, of course. I'll just read it out. Architectural thesis may be hypothetical and theoretical. Hence, it can be spiritual and philosophical. An aging, balding, graying man advising youngsters, saying go spiritual and philosophical, can be a kind of a paradox by itself. But take it from me, think it over deeply. Second line, for the teacher and the juror, it may be a matter of inspection, inspecting how much you have learned. But for the student, it can be a matter of introspection. So if you can introspect yourselves, you will be able to do a much, much better thesis NET. You don't need Satya to tell you how to do. You don't need your faculty. You don't need a guru. You don't need anybody to do that. If we can be spiritual, philosophical, if we can introspect ourselves, but then of course we need to know how to do it, but you will learn it if you get into it. So with these words, that is a conclusion. Last slide. And let me just look at I think I've been told your time is up. What's the time now? It's already, oh, we have taken an hour and 15 minutes beyond lunchtime. What's happening? 246 people still. Hungry souls, years like Jonathan Livingston Seagull. You know, somewhere in Jonathan Livingston Seagull, it says he was hungry but he was flying. Okay, can we take questions? How much time we have?
It will end in 9 minutes. Exactly.
The webinar will end. I believe the timeline for the webinar will end in 9 minutes. All right, what I'll do then, if you people permit me, I will not read out every question. Anyway, most of you would have read out what others have written as a question. I will just pick up those which could be of larger interest to people. Then, or I will just pick up keywords. Designing a window or like any other component. Introduce new technology or research like in designing a new window. Yes, you can do that. Then implementing imagination. Hypothesis in our project like slum development years. How to implement? Well, madam, pass out. Sorry, who is this? Nevardhan. Please pass out. Get into the market and hope for it. Then Prasanna, my good friend, is saying calling it thesis just hypes it. Yes, Prasanna, I agree with you. Okay, why don't we call it final semester? Okay, how to choose a guide? Well, is something we can't discuss much because it depends on the faculty. Then Prasanna's question: project moving the project into standard of thesis. No, but I believe it should get over. We are extending. All right. Oh, thanks. I believe there's a miscalculation. That's not ending in 9 minutes. Now they are saying the webinar is not ending. Yeah. Oh, it will. Oh, sorry. Okay, back into what we said earlier. So webinar will end in 9 minutes, and we cannot go on and on. Jayanti's question, I think it has to be more to be discussed with your faculty. Then that's an interesting question. Arya Stari is asking why buildings are weighed more in thesis than the concept issue addressed. I agree with you. Some of the building, architecture, construction, built one is focused. We already said it in a different way. Rajat is asking, I suggest students to present the final design first. Rajat, I am thinking of suggesting it to Jagannathan. Rajat is sending hi to you, Jagan. Jagan is also saying hi to you, Rajat. We want to try it out in one of the lower semesters and see. I have not told this to Jagan yet, but I think it will work better. Then someone is asking, should all the designs from pandemic precaution? May or may not. Not every architecture has to be on pandemic. Then case study, desk studies. Okay, what about desk studies and all? Yes, of course. Considering the global scenario right now, of course, we are doing only studies on our desk. Then there is a sustainable community through urban farm. So level of awareness.
अभी कुछ और चालू हो गया होगा मगर वही नंबर है जो तूने दिखाया था मुझे चालू हाँ मेरा भाई
Hey, my friends, we don't know what happened. Can some of you hear me now? Can some of you hear?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yes. I don't know what happened. It just closed. I think GoToWebinar got fed up of our long webinar, and the software decided, the artificial intelligence decided to close us down. I don't know why. We thought we had some more time. Now I don't know whether we can see the questions anymore. No? Just open the chat box. Let us see, is it still there? Well, these all are. Oh, sorry, folks. All the earlier questions which were there is lost. Anyway, now I think those of you have come back, welcome back. But I think it's time as well to say wind up. I can say another 185 are on in the list here, but another only 4 more minutes is showing. For some reason, it pre-closed it. We don't know why. I'm sorry on that. But I think from my side, as an individual, I thank Dilip, my friend, for initiating, and Jagannathan, who said let's do it in a bigger way, and all the team support we got here in KSSA. Those of you who have sent your questions in the earlier saved version, I'm sure it will be there. It suddenly stopped, but I hope the questions will be there. We will go through it and we'll prepare some kind of an FAQ. Personally, let me tell you, I personally definitely want to continue my work on this thesis direction. So all that you have shared with me would be helpful to me to explore and put down my own experiences and ideas. However, small, however minuscule these ideas may be, and it could be of use for someone or the other. Likewise, requesting all of you, those who are still there in this 182, please send any of your questions, ideas, suggestions, experiences to the mail ID in which you got the invite, whichever mail IDs, wherever you got, or you can just send to KSSA. Or just log into KSSA website and you can send your questions. Priya and I will moderate it and we'll come back with some document at some time. And if all of you can unmute and open your camera. Can you do that? Just do a little waving at least. We'll at least wave at each other and say, and we'll create some quick chat. We'll have a big noise like in NASA. I've been a NASA advisor for 6 years. Sometimes in NASA, so at least we can say that. Unmute and open your videos. The last 3 minutes left. There is also waiting for photograph. If you know how to do it. Well, Priya is saying that you may be knowing how to take a group photograph. I don't know how you can take. I will check with her if she knows how to take. She will take one group photograph. So we are still 179 people around. I don't know how many of you can see me waving, but I'm waving here. I can see 2 hands waving here and there. All right.
Dilip here. Dilip here.
I can see a couple of people are waving. People are leaving.
Hi, hi.
Hi. Hi.
Hello, Satya. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. It
was a nice presentation.
Thank you very much. You can also log into my name in the Google. Send me messages. All my mails. Yes, many things there. Send me, please.
Yeah. I will do that.
Yes, please. All right.
Can you mention the webinar you listed in the...
So that it is concluded before it becomes an abrupt end. We are concluding we don't want it to have an abrupt end. So let us formally leave it before the system closes it down because of time limit. So thank you all best.
Sir, can you list out the webinar?
Say what?
Can you list out the webinars you've been mentioning in the talk, right?
Yeah, I've been part of 4 or 5 webinars. Some of them are in academics. Let's do one thing. Go into my name in the Google. We hope to put some of them in the Google in my name. YouTube, Desha Forum video and all that. You should be able to get shortly. Let us see. Right? Okay. Bye.
One more.
Thank you, Satya. Thank you to all of you who joined today. Sorry for all the technical in between. There's a lot of construction work happening around our campus, and I think there was one of the equipment which damaged our fiber net and it got disrupted. So, but now the net is on and we are comfortable. Thank you. We're hoping to see you soon on and off again. Thank you.
Thank you, Gopinathan, sir. Dr. Gopinathan. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.